My name's Zane, I'm 18 years old and I'm allergic to exercise. On a cricket pitch, I wouldn't be able to do anything really, even just standing out in the sun, wearing the gear and stuff is too much. Well, before I got allergic to exercise, I was, pretty much a standard high school student. I played a lot of sport, a lot of cricket. That was pretty much my life, playing cricket. And this doctor just tells you all these things you cannot do anymore, you should not do. It was like my mind was trapped, like inside my body. Like I wanted to do all these things, but I just couldn't. Like my body wouldn't allow me to do anything. And then you just sort of sit there and you just like, you don't really know where your life's going because that's like your entire life is just, has to change. At the moment, I'm in my first year at sports science at Murdoch. I want to carry that through and end up doing a master's in sports science.
Without the pills, I can't really leave the house. I can do basic things like walk to the kitchen and walk to the toilet and stuff, but I can't leave the house to do much without them. If I walk to school without taking them, I'd just have this allergic reaction. I'd flame up.
Well, what happened last year, I got pneumonia and both my lungs collapsed, and that caused me to spend about a month and a bit in hospital. And then after that, I basically got this allergy that got triggered by this pneumonia. No one really knows why it was caused, like no one. All these doctors and everything, they just have no idea. 200 people out of the population of Australia have this disease. Well, I found out probably just after I'd finished recovering from this hospitalisation and I was just starting to get back into sport and physical activity. I was playing soccer at the time, pre-season training, so just doing some running and stuff. And then basically I realised all my body was starting to go red and starting to swell up, and I started feeling really lightheaded and I noticed something was wrong. What made me stop was when I literally just collapsed. I couldn't do anything. This was early last year, just before I got diagnosed with the condition. What it is, it's just footage. They videotape you playing. It's footage of how you play. They analyse your technique and tell you, how well you're doing, what you can improve on. When I was 16, I was playing in the WACA development team, which is the Western Australian Academy cricket.
That was straight on the middle.
It meant the world to me. That was all I was doing. School and everything was just secondary for me. Well, I guess it's like, when you're a kid, you dream of being something big, some rock star or a famous sports player or something. So I guess it's sort of like that. I've always dreamed of playing cricket for the country, on the big world stage and everything. Honestly, I think I was good enough to make, the men's leagues, to make it that far. But, now I'm not too sure, but at the time I believed I could have made it. At first, I didn't know what to do. I was just kind of lost. And then I really started getting into music, listening to music, going through the history of music, music theory, all this kind of stuff. I found it really fascinating, and that's what I did. So I started playing instruments, guitar mainly. The activity and being active and everything was replaced by this music. I was I was doing about 6 hours guitar a day. When I started getting good, I wanted to find out, you know, how good was I, sort of thing. So I kind of, I applied for the Western Australian Academy of Performing Arts and went through all the auditions and everything and got through. Accepted into this academy, which is there's 2 people out of every 3,000 who apply get through. This was just after I got accepted into Murdoch to study sports science, so I was just like, oh, well, that's funny. So I wrote back to them declining the position and then said, yeah, sorry, I'm not interested.
And why weren't you interested?
Because I wanted to do something with sport. Like, that's still always been my passion. I want to go in to be a sports trainer for some kind of team. It's interesting because a sports trainer is the person that helps people. So when they're injured, you know, you run out to the field and help them. It's got that element of still being in the game. Well, I am doing a lot better now compared to what I was. I have to start off by just walking small amounts and then just progressively overload. What I want to try and do soon is I want to start being able to jog and like even short distances, like 50 metres. You know, I'll be happy with that. I'll never be able to like fully return to where I was, but there is some hope that you know, maybe one day in the future I will be able to, you know, go for a decent run, maybe play some, you know, low-level sports and stuff like that. I think my chances are pretty good. You know, the doctors think otherwise, but I think I can do it.